4 vital tips for surviving cold calling in law school. 4 vital tips for law school classes in law schools are likely going to be significantly different from what you have to pass when discussing material during a session. Many professors would not ask for volunteers. They prefer what we refer to as cold calling. So, 4 vital tips for surviving cold calling in law school are here. Number one, prepare properly for every class in law school. It is important to be familiar with cases. You should do the reading and try some of our speed reading techniques and save time and questionnaires and as many other materials for that things, and you have to do much more for that, and going to be go through with many materials are likely to be them. Do not waste your time whether you should brief cases in law school. By why briefing cases is a waste of time. A great strategy is to code your cases, highlight the facts in one color, the issues in other, the rule, the analysis, the conclusion are so far the way as professor calls you on asking for the rule in specific cases. Number two, do not read too far ahead. Similarly, it is not a good idea to do your reading too far ahead of when the material will be discussed in class. It might sound nice to get an advanced jump, but you could find yourself struggling to handle cold calling in school. You have to likely read tons of other stuff in meantime that has pushed the pertinent information out. One way to help keep the material current is to obtain cases keep tailored to the case book or outline for this specific class in professors. That way you can read a brief summary of what will be covered immediately before classes. The more recently you have read the material. Third is pay attention to everyone's cold calls. It can be tempting to ignore cold calling in law school until it is your own turn. However, if you pay attention to the producers your professor uses, you can better predict when and what you will be asked. Many professors can call on people in same order each time through the roster. Try to remember the people who were called on before you, so that you can anticipate when it will be your turn. Number four is be confident. Cold calling in law school is a great opportunity to think on your feet and build confidence. Successful lawyer has a lot to do with attitude and law. Schools of materials is where you start building confidence. Professor will not see how what it takes to succeed in such a high pressure field. There are not nervous when you speak in front of them. Do your best to provide you can handle this. Even if you're panic, if you are panic, the phrase "fake it until you make it" comes to mind. Even if you are panic, the phrase "fake it until you make it" is really important for them.